The sun hasn't fully risen yet, but the streets of Puerto Rico are already breathing, music leaking from open windows, ocean air clinging to skin, and the quiet promise that today will matter. 12 hours. That's all we have. 12 hours that will disappear the moment you blink, unless you stay till the end. So before we step into this story, do yourself a favor, slow down, settle in, and if you feel even a spark of something while listening, like the video and subscribe to the channel. These stories live longer when you do. It begins with a knock on a weathered wooden door in Vega Baja. Inside, Benito, known to the world as Bad Bunny, ties his sneakers the same way he did before stadium lights and global tours. No entourage. No stage. Just a man, his island, and a day that isn't about fame, but memory. He smiles when he steps outside, because Puerto Rico doesn't treat him like a superstar. It treats him like a son who came home. The morning starts at a small cafe where the owner already knows his order. They talk about rising prices, about kids who want to leave the island, about storms that took more than roofs. A young barista nervously asks for a photo, then apologizes for asking. Benito tells him something simple but heavy: never apologize for believing in yourself. The kid's hands shake when he hands over the coffee, and you can feel it, that moment when encouragement lands exactly where it's needed. As the hours pass, the camera follows him through streets painted with murals of resistance and pride. He stops at one and runs his fingers across chipped paint. He remembers being told that reggaeton wasn't real music, that Spanish wouldn't sell, that being too loud, too different, too Puerto Rican would close doors. Those doors didn't just close, they slammed. But he kept knocking anyway. And standing there now, he admits something quietly: success didn't erase doubt. It just taught him how to walk with it. Midday heat wraps the island tight as he visits a community center rebuilt after Hurricane Maria. Children laugh on a cracked basketball court. An older woman tells him she lost everything but faith. Another man says he stayed when others left, because someone had to keep the lights on. These aren't dramatic speeches. They're ordinary people, carrying extraordinary weight. Benito listens more than he speaks, and in that silence, the story deepens. Fame fades here. Humanity takes the lead. Later, by the ocean, the mood shifts. Waves crash hard, rhythmic, relentless. He talks about pressure, being expected to represent a culture perfectly, to never mess up, to always be strong. He admits he's tired sometimes. Tired of opinions, tired of expectations, tired of pretending confidence comes easy. The honesty hits harder than any beat drop. Because suddenly, this isn't about Bad Bunny. It's about anyone who's ever felt seen but not understood. As afternoon slides toward evening, music returns, not on a stage, but in a living room. Friends gather. Someone plays an old track. Laughter fills the space, loud and messy and real. This is where joy lives, not in charts or awards, but in shared memories and inside jokes that don't need subtitles. He talks about success meaning nothing if you can't enjoy it with people who knew you before the spotlight. The challenge of the day isn't time, it's balance. How do you honor where you're from without being trapped by it? How do you grow without leaving yourself behind? Puerto Rico answers without words. In the food, the noise, the resilience, the refusal to disappear. Benito doesn't solve everything in 12 hours. No one can. But he understands something clearer by the minute: identity isn't something you outgrow. It's something you carry forward. Night falls softly. The island cools. City lights flicker like distant stars. On a rooftop, overlooking the same streets that raised him, he reflects on legacy. Not numbers. Not fame. Impact. If one kid feels braver. If one person feels less alone. If one viewer decides to believe a little harder in themselves, that's enough. And this is where the hook tightens. Because the real ending isn't the final shot or the last word. It's you. Sitting there. Listening. Wondering what 12 honest hours in your own life might look like if you chose presence over pressure, courage over comfort, truth over fear. So if this story made you feel something, if it reminded you where you came from or where you're trying to go, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Stay with us. Because stories like this aren't just about celebrities or places. They're about becoming who you already are, before time runs out.